In the news tonight, woman accuses former minister of rape and cyberbullying.
I was completely disassociated as this man goes down on me and he used his tongue to have oral sex with my vagina and anus.
And Kitty man wanted for murder of 16-year-old. A young woman who has accused former government minister Nigel Darmlal of rape, sexual assault and cyberbullying is today hoping that she can get justice 4 years later and that her story can inspire others to come forward. Sarah Hack in a virtual press conference detailed her alleged ordeal at the hands of Darmlal, who was recently elected to sit on the executive committee of his party, the governing People's Progressive Party.
I'm shocked, stunned, and immediately tell him to put his clothes on, not expose himself to me. He does not comply nor show any signs of embarrassment, and he tries to coax me to take my clothes off and join him on the bed. I was disgusted by this man's naked body and everything he was asking me to do. My mind was spinning, and I couldn't understand how a minister of parliament is doing this to me at this moment. He asked me to disrobe, and I insist on keeping all of my clothes on. I am trying not to be rude, and at my expense. He starts fondling and groping me. My top comes off with him trying to see my breasts. And as I'm sitting on the bed trying to put my clothes on, he takes them off and we go back and forth. He finally starts to grind up against me, expecting our genitals to touch. I told Darmlal to stop and to put his penis away. He says he needs to get something from me first. He starts to take my pants off and my underwear, but I insist on leaving my pants halfway on one leg because I did not want to spread eagle to this man. I couldn't believe this was happening, and I stared at the ceiling and looked at a clock to the left of me. My dignity and sanity went out the window, and I was crushed. I was completely disassociated as this man goes down on me and he used his tongue to have oral sex with my vagina and anus. I don't know how long this goes on for, but I began to sob silently without him knowing, since I intended on showing no fear, with a naked minister trying to have sexual intercourse with me on pretenses of a business meeting.
An emotional Hack explained that the first incident occurred in September 2020 at Anna Regina State House, where she met him for a business meeting.
This thing happened to me 4 years ago. It didn't happen to me 4 years ago in my head. I get nightmares about this thing. Trauma is something that is so bizarre. Things that never used to affect me when it happened started to affect me later on in life. I started to get nightmares. I have simple PTSD because of this. This thing started to haunt me when I tried to let it go. My mind was in denial for a very long time. People gaslit me. Let me tell you something. People used to tell me that this thing never happened to me. Can you imagine? My own family, people would say, let it go, let it go. It got to a point where I didn't even believe I was raped. Do you know what that did to my psyche? Do you know how mentally frayed I became? It's as though this head and this body suddenly didn't know who Sarah was anymore.
The second incident allegedly occurred in a Cummins Lodge property of the former minister. In response to a question from CNN on why now, Sarah said she is hoping to show others that they are not alone.
I need to give people strength. I need to give victims the strength to know that they're not alone and that there's no shame in what happened to them. They need to reclaim their narrative and stay true to themselves and stay true to the truth, because your dignity comes and goes, money comes and goes, but the truth always remains the same.
Sarah said she does not have faith in the police to properly investigate her report, and she explained the challenges experienced in making the report.
None. They were scared to take my report. I don't have any confidence in them whatsoever. Dam was where I went initially, and then they directed me to CID, telling me CID was going to take the rape report. And then CID was like, no, we don't do that. An inspector called me to go to Cove and John the next day, and then that's when the rape report got taken.
Last year, a report of similar nature was made against Darmlal, which led to him resigning his post as minister and member of parliament. After several weeks, the young woman recanted her report.
drink and taste, you will never decline. Extra lemon and lime, it's the two combined. It's one of a kind. Extra lemon and lime, extra lemon and lime. Taste the citrus in every sip.
It's here! Igloo Ice Cream Fruit Bars. 4 mouth-watering flavors. Mango, pineapple, strawberry, and soursop. A beautiful combination of real fruit and Igloo ice cream. Go old school with fluty popsicle. Classic flavors and refreshing goodness. Available at Igloo outlets and all your favorite shops.
One of the things that would distinguish us from the other guys is our advancement in technology when it comes to security. We've been able to actually go ahead and provide home security service, and drone service, among the other service that would have significantly contributed to securing society as a whole.
The Guyana Police Force today issued a wanted bulletin for Kieran Boy in connection with the murder of 16-year-old Benjamin Seaford. The teenager was stabbed to death during a fight with a 22-year-old suspect at the corners of Lamaha and Gordon Streets on Monday morning. Benjamin ran west on Gordon Street, where he collapsed about 200 feet from where he was stabbed. Boyer's last known address was given as 65 Public Road, Kitty. The police are asking anyone who knows the whereabouts of Boyer to call 911 or the nearest police station.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washi me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Stabrook Market.
What are you doing?
Igloo Ice Cream. You know it's good.
Guyana's Labour Minister Joseph Hamilton said the resumption of the teachers' strike is illegal. During a recording on the state-owned TV station NCN, the minister said teachers are no different from other employees.
It's deemed illegal like it was deemed illegal some months ago because the fundamental is, as far as the other party is concerned, there is still an engagement. And that is what people are missing. There was never a situation whereby engagement stopped. And importantly, let me preface everything I want to say on this matter by saying this. Somehow, people are attempting to treat the teachers' strike as something different to any other labor relations matter. It is not. The teachers are employees like all other employees. The teachers, they have an employer. That is the Ministry of Education. So whether you work at Gaisuko or BOSAI, or you work at any other company, the labor relations and the application of the Labor Act is the same. It cannot be treated differently. And some people, you listen to their arguments. That is what they are suggesting to the Minister of Labor and the Ministry of Labor, because it's the teachers. They must have some different jurisdiction for us to deal with the matter. It can't. Your law don't operate that way. Because when we deal with the teachers, next year the nurses might come. The following year another set of workers. Then the private sector. Somebody might challenge their employee. It's not Wild West. So somehow the people who represent the teachers, they think they must get all the things they ask for. As a government, you always have to pay attention to what precedent you are setting. You know, people who are not in government, they could yap and they could talk wild talk. But a government, you always have to pay attention to what precedent you set, because you will be judged by those precedents.
You will recall the recent court ruling where Justice Sandra Kissoon, based on evidence provided to the court, ruled that the strike was legal and legitimate. Minister Hamilton is of the opinion that some of the judge's decisions were an attempt to take away the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Labor.
In my view, some of the decisions the judge made and some of the things he did, it was an attempt to take away the jurisdiction of the Minister of Labor and the Ministry of Labor. The judge is in no position to take two persons and tell them, go and mediate. The law speaks to one person, Chief Labor Officer, and another person at certain times in the procedure, the Minister of Labor. Not two unpicked persons. So just like how the judiciary guard their space in the separation of power doctrine, they must not infringe on the other streets. But so we are at this place where I suspect, because of how this matter is being dealt with in the judiciary, the one party is emboldened, and that's a bad thing. So we have to pay attention to that. But the strike is still what it is, in our view, because there is no basis unless there's a breakdown of talks. And there isn't any breakdown.
During the ruling, the judge pointed out, based on the evidence before the court, that the union followed all the procedures and even wrote letters to the authorities to no avail. The judge pointed to the failure of the Chief Labor Officer to act in a manner consistent with the functions of his office, an important institution which contributed to the strike action, as there was no evidence or any intervention at any stage during the period prior and after the issuance of the strike action or during the prolonged strike to engage the parties, and this highlights a grave failure and omission for which the children of this nation were made to endure and suffer. For these and other stories, do visit us at our website www.rdproductiongy.com.